Hey there, YouTube. Hoodoo God is coming to you with another video. Today I'm going to discuss abortion rights and the Roe vs. Wade overturned by the Supreme Court. And I'm just going to go through the following states that have been affected by the overturn of the Supreme Court with the Roe vs. Wade. Alabama, Arkansas, Georgia, which is still legal for up to 20 weeks of pregnancy, Kentucky, Louisiana, Massachusetts, which is still legal for up to 24 weeks of pregnancy, Mississippi, still legal for up to 20 weeks of pregnancy, Missouri, or Missouri, however you pronounce it, North Dakota, Oklahoma, South Carolina, which is still legal for up to 20 weeks of pregnancy, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, West Virginia, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. Okay, these following states should not be supported. And as an antinatalist, I will not be visiting or touring or traveling to any of these states. And to be honest, none of these states have ever really crossed my mind as a place that I would want to travel to, except for Texas, which is now out of the picture completely. I wouldn't care if they were offering freaking $5,000 to visit their or to live in their state. I just would never support a state that could take that right away from a woman. And like I stated in my previous video entitled, What is Unconditional Love? And I will post the link to that video in the description box below. We are just slaves in this corrupt country, in this fucked up world. That's all we are. A number, a slave. I mean, you may not regard yourself as a slave in your own mind. I don't regard myself as a slave in my own mind, but to the government, we are their slaves. We are only here to provide funds for them to go ahead and fund their wars, tax us to death, work us to death. And, that's what we are in the eyes of the government. So just because you don't see the whips and chains, just because you don't see the physical whips and chains, it doesn't negate the fact that we're just slaves. I have watched and seen a lot of videos talking about abortion rights. And I've seen people, talk about it being about race and, the decline of the white race, that, they're trying to up the numbers of the white race. But I think it goes a little bit deeper than that. Because as we know, in these states, there are people of color in these states too. So they're going to, of course, be affected by the abortion laws as well. So the birth rates in the United States have been on a decline since 2007, probably because people are opening their eyes to the enslavement and, not wanting to put that burden on their potential children. So birth rates have been on the decline since 2007. The United States needs your birth in order to use the birth certificate to launder money to fund their pointless wars, their meaningless violence, and it's a contract, a bond used to tax the child once the child enters into the workforce and pay all kinds of ridiculous fees and liabilities, like, renewing your license every 5 years and paying to register your car, paying property tax. You can pay your house off in the United States. And if you dare not to pay your property tax, they will come and try to put a lien on your home. Although you've finished paying off your house, you still have to pay that property tax. And I can name so many other taxes. They ticket you for, whatever stupid thing that they deem it necessary. And all of this, they're able to do all of this because The birth certificate is a bond, it's a contract between the child and the United States. Okay, so I suggest any woman out there that knows for a fact that you don't want children, you don't want to enslave your potential children in this system, to find an abortion clinic or to find a doctor in the list I will post below in the description box to get a tubal ligation or any other medical procedure that you know will, in no chance in hell, allow the egg to be fertilized by the sperm. And you could fuck and have good sex as much as you want, and you don't ever have to worry about a child coming into the picture, a child being enslaved into the picture. Just imagine if you were on a plantation picking cotton in the hot ass sun with your slave master, you know, sitting on the porch with his whip, ready to whip you if you aren't working fast enough or working hard enough. Would you birth your child in that type of situation? Majority of people, if not everyone, would say no. So just because you're making $40 an hour, working 50, 60 hours a week just to maintain your life in this corruption, doesn't make it any better. Doesn't negate the fact that you're still a slave. Because trust me, with you making $40 an hour, there's a CEO making freaking millions, if not billions of dollars off of your blood, sweat, and tears. While you're getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning every day to make it to work, you know, this CEO or the owner of the company is chilling on a yacht. Okay. I don't have no proof of that. That's just how I see it. So, you know, we're waking up to the enslavement of this corporation. We're waking up. We're not sleep. We're not sheeps. We realize what it is, and we will not be bringing our children into this enslavement. We will not be creating any more slaves for you, America. No, we're not. You could create all the abortion laws that you want. You can do whatever the fuck you want. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. All of your attempts will fail. It will fail. You fucking demons. We will not be paying for your fucking meaningless wars to kill innocent fucking people for whatever reason you deem necessary because you're so fucking greedy and power hungry. We don't give a fuck. Support your own wars, fund your own wars, okay? And whoever, you know, because the United States ain't owned by, you know, the American citizens. You know, we ain't running shit over here, and you can think your votes are gonna do something, but I don't even vote in this fucking system no more. I realized that, you know, it's just a waste of my energy, and I'm not giving this system any more of my energy. I don't even plan on staying here for much longer. I don't, because with the cost of living, with everything that's going on, I don't even want to live in this country anymore. And if you're somebody that feels like I should just go back to Africa or whatever, I'm gonna leave the link to my PayPal below. And if you feel it necessary, please fund me so that I can leave. If you feel like I need to, because I feel like I do. But if if you agree with me, you know, I would love a little bit of your coin, honey. Okay. And unfortunately, because I'm dropping truth bombs and I'm saying some real shit, you know, This video is going to get lost in the algorithm. It's not going to get many views. People rather watch the Ace Family or, whomever selling a fantasy fairy tale bullshit dream to gullible people, or, people rather watch videos about makeup or whatever, because our society and humanity are, we're just freaking dead, brain dead. Like, don't got shit up there in that noggin to make ourselves think. Just going along with the program, with the propaganda, paying attention to a bunch of shit that don't matter, that ain't gonna make no fucking difference. I mean, shit. My sister used to send me readings, that people do on YouTube, and I mean, these videos had millions of views. People, looking up YouTube videos about love readings and all type of stuff, and it's just like, wake up, wake up. All the shit that you think matters doesn't, okay? It doesn't. All that freaking pointless shit doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Pay attention to some real shit. And I know the truth can be scary. Truth can be very scary. But hey, I'd rather know what I'm dealing with. I'd rather know who my enemy is than to absolutely be fucking blind. Willingly blind, because shit, if you paying any attention to what's going on, you will come to the conclusion that we are slaves. You will come to that conclusion. But most people rather stay blind. Most people rather stay blind and not come to the truth, to the light. And I've been scrolling through social media. I've been on Twitter, I've been on Instagram, I've been on Facebook, and I've seen a lot of posts about the Supreme Court ruling, and I've been going through comments because I'm always curious to know what goes on in people's minds. And there are some sick psychopaths out there saying, save the babies. I'm happy that these states are going to ban abortion. I'm happy. We got to save the babies. These pro-birthers, they could give a fuck about the woman suffering through the pregnancy. They could give a fuck about that poor innocent soul suffering through life after they're born into this corruption. They could give a fuck. Okay, they're just obsessed with controlling women, and they're psychopaths. So I couldn't even begin to digest what goes on in their minds. I couldn't even begin, because I used to go to school with a lot of the children that grew up in foster homes, group homes, and orphanages. I used to go to school with them, and I befriended a lot of them. And once they trust you, they will tell you their stories full of trauma and pain. I remember one gentleman I went to high school with, and I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. Telling me that he was lured into a car with 6 other guys, and they raped him, they sodomized him and raped him. Okay. So he grew up very confused about his sexuality. He always told me, I want a wife. I want a regular life. But I just feel some type of way about my sexuality. I'm not sure. And people have the audacity to say, save the children, save the children. If you knew what these quote unquote unwanted children go through in the foster homes, you would feel at ease that a safe medical procedure such as an abortion is going to return them into the void where problems don't exist. You will feel at ease. If you're not a psychopath, of course. If you're not a sadistic psychopath, it will make you feel at ease. So, yeah, we're going to save our children from this craziness. You damn right. You damn Skippy. We will. because them being brought into this corruption is not saving them at all. You fucking psychopaths.